What's up, everybody? Big Hurt 916, getting down with Fresh Out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Quit bullshitting, blow this algorithm up. And go to freshoutseries.com, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out when we do these different events because we got a lot of stuff coming up, man. And I'm here with my man, Danny Navarro. We're on Prison Talk. We chopping it up. And, I try to keep the channel real diverse so we can have, a bunch of different people on here sharing some game. And my man's got some stuff that I would like that I feel you guys would really benefit from hearing. And Danny, could you share with our audience kind of like where you grew up and what eventually led to you getting caught up in the federal prison system?
Yeah. Well, first off, thanks, Big Herx, for having me on. I know I've been trying to get this for a while, so I'm super excited, inspired. So I grew up in the Los Angeles area, like the east side of Los Angeles, San Gabriel Valley area. And growing up in the streets, I've always been around with older people, growing up, hanging out with, family members or friends that were a lot older, and just got involved in the criminal activity at a young age. And at 18, I got arrested and convicted for 120 months for conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine in the federal system.
Oh, man, at 18 years old, man, that's like, dude, you were still a kid, man.
I was a baby.
And had you been locked up before that?
Yeah, so prior to that, so it was a ripple effect. Literally, like once I turned 18, my life went down the hill. Like literally, my first case was a GTA on a car, and then I went to LA County Jail for close to 40 something days, to be exact. That felt like the worst ever. Like every day was like ever, right? And I went to different modules. I went to East Max, Super Max, North Max, all over by Six Flags Mega Mountain over that way, and then did some time in Wayside. So I got bounced around in that time. Got out, right? I'm like, man, I'm gonna do good. Yada yada yada. What happened is that prior to the first charge, I was already on a federal indictment that I didn't even know. So that as a juvenile. So I didn't know anything really. I was like, so I went away for a little bit. I came back out, and I just was back into the same thing, and I already had the federal indictment going on. And pretty much is that they waited till I turned 18. And then within I don't know exact time, 30, 40, 60 days is when I got arrested. They raided my house, my mom's house, because I lived with my mom, and I never forget that day. I always worked out too. I used to train and everything like that. So I was always up early. For some reason, I slept in that day, and then they come raiding the house. The DEA comes in. They had the police as well, and they come in and raid the house with machine guns and big AK-47 guns. Put everyone on the floor. My mom was there. My sister was there. My sister's daughter was there, and my brother, one of my brothers. And I remember everyone screaming, yelling, and my mom just kept on saying, "You got the wrong guy. You got the wrong guy." She's like, "No," and she said, "You guys are looking for my senior, my dad," and they're like, No, we got him. We're here for Junior. We got him. And to that day, my niece is traumatized. This is 20 years ago, 18 years. I've been 18, about 18 years ago. And it was hard. I didn't realize, the stuff I was that it affected her. And that's when they took me outside. They covered me up. I was in my boxers, right? And I thought it was a game. It's a game. That was a game, doing crime, playing around, messing around. That was a joke. I didn't realize how serious it was till when they told me that, that I'm gonna be facing a lot of time in federal prison, and and I'm like, no, I'm not. I was cocky, nah, I'll be out 2 years, whatever. I didn't realize how serious the federal system was. And they're like, no, you're gonna do a lot of time, 10 years. And so when they took me to MDC LA, I used to pass by this building all the time.
Oh, man.
And I never knew it was a federal.
I know that building with the damn barbed wire.
I never knew it was a federal prison. I used to always go, and I'll pass by. I'm like, where the hell are they taking me? They take you in, the marshals. Now you're dealing with the marshals, from one cell to the next, and you're like, what the fuck? And you're in there with like some big time people, like that are doing. I'm like, what the fuck? I'll be longer. Like, I was just like, selling meth. I didn't think how serious it was. And, and then later on throughout, they said I was facing a mandatory minimum of 120 months. And with the enhancement is where, with the prior is that now I was facing 13 to 15 years.
Yeah, man, you have no idea. And like you said, man, they just wait. And they just, like you said, they waited for the time, okay, because 17, it wouldn't have made a difference.
6 months in juvenile hall.
Yeah, 6 months in juvenile
probation.
hall. Yeah, 18, okay, now go get them. Round them up, And, dude, these conspiracy charges, a lot of these guys, you hear these rappers, conspiracy, RICO, and they make a joke. It's not a joke, man.
Yeah, it was like a year of investigation because when you go through the indictment and everything, like it was so, it was like, yeah, like when I was 17. So it started like I got, stumbled upon when I was 17.
How many guys got locked up with you on the conspiracy?
There was at least a good 20 on the indictment. And
you don't even know half the people. That's the thing.
I only knew 2 of them.
See how it worked? Yeah.
I only knew 2 of them.
But they round them all. Yeah,
exactly.
They round them all up.
I only knew 2 of them.
Round them all up. Yeah. That's the thing about conspiracy. Being like, who is these people?
And then when you read the indictment, you're like, shit, and you never knew they were following you, right? Like, and it's like, I remember this, I remember that, and they have it all documented, And I thought I was all gay, Big Hertz. I used to laugh. I'm like, I remember like following the DEA. Like when I knew they were following me, so I'm like, I want to follow them. And it's stupid. It's like dumb.
Wow.
And you know what also too is I always thought I can get away from the law. I always thought I can break the law. And I'm like, well, if I don't have anything, I don't have to worry about anything because I don't have no drugs on me. I don't have anything on me. But I didn't know it was conspiracy.
Yeah, and that conspiracy, man. You initially they use it for the mafia, and some of them guys now they're applying it right to the people in the hood.
All of them.
RICO,
RICO's act. They're RICOing every neighborhood.
Every neighborhood, you see them. Like you said, you was in there. You was seeing them coming in 50, 100. You're like, God, what is this? And half the dudes, it's like, man, they weren't even big time criminals.
No.
Just, regular,
street level gang members, drug cases.
Yeah.
And that was big in the early 2000s. At least for me, when I got arrested in 2004, like I've seen so many. I would see RICO and 20, 30, 80 people coming in from the street that they busted, on a RICO.
And tell them how many people go to trial on a RICO.
How many people go on a trial?
Most people take deals.
Oh, no. Everybody takes deals. Everybody takes deals.
Yeah. Because the trial is, you go to trial, you lose.
You go to you lose to the box, man. You're done. You're gonna get double. They would always say you're gonna get your full time and plus time for all the money you wasted and for taking it and for like taking it to the box. And you would see that. They're like, I'm innocent. And they come back, they get whacked with 20 years.
Yeah, I know a dude who they went to trial, conspiracy case, got life. Luckily, and by the time he got it off of him, he had already did the 20. He did over the time. His co-defendant took the deal and was already out.
And remember, I'll explain, Big Herc, is that I thought it was a game. I didn't think they had anything on me. I didn't know anything about the federal system and how it worked, the charts and like when they have you, they have you. They're not just arresting you just to arrest you.
No.
And so I was going to take it to trial. When I had the public defender and I had a conflict of interest because someone on my case had a same attorney from the same office. So they gave me, and so that public defender wanted to take it to trial. He wanted to. And I said, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, I don't have no drugs. We're going to put you on the stand. We're going to put your mom on the stand. They had me on wiretap.
Yeah. And I know a guy too, when his deal was 20-something years, but I remember they used to bring in the recordings and he was going over the attorney. He said, man, there was hours and hours. And he's like, this dude talking about this dude talking about this and that. And you're like, God, man.
I remember hearing the calls, right? Like I would hear them. They give the sheet play. All right, today is May 5th, 2020. We're calling Danny Navarro on this, and then ring, hello. because I wasn't, the people that were calling me were had the wiretap. So like we're calling.
Yeah, not your, yeah.
Yeah, and then I hear the whole conversation, Because we had a guy, right? The reason how the indictment happened is that there was a guy that I knew. He went to New York, got caught up there, and when he came back, he was a confidential informant.
And see, that's how they get him, man.
Yeah.
It takes one dude, and then see, you don't know because they let him out real quick.
They let him out, yeah.
And he let him out real quick, and he pops back up. I know a dude, like how you said, he got busted, right? And so they let him back out. So what he used to do is he used to tell the guy how he got my partner caught up. They would go and tell him to meet at this particular location, right? But where they would meet at, it was an overall thing, but it was a listening device with a camera. Mm-hmm. So they would go to this location, but it was already set up to be the spot. And so they're getting them all type of conversations. So, man, I tell you, man, it's like the game is it's not what you guys at the streets is. It's not what you think it is, man. And no matter how many cell phones you got in there, how many spreads, whatever, it's not the trade-off is not worth it, man.
It's definitely not worth it. Definitely. I mean, the amount of time, close to 8.5 years, it's like, I'm very blessed for the sentence because I am who I am today, but I lost a lot of time for my family. It's not seeing them grow. I lost those years that I'll never get back.
Yeah.
You never.
Yeah, while you're in there doing the time, you're trying to just, like you said, you're on survival mode, but you don't think about people think it's money. Money's not the most valuable commodity, it's your time. If your time is spent out here meditating, elevating your consciousness, doing this and that, and really enjoying life, it's so much more valuable, those memories, than thinking that you made this money and then now you're sitting in here and the trade-off is 30 years.
Exactly.
20 years, it's not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. the trade-off for the 10, no money is worth for any time, but what I did and what I committed, the trade-off for the 10 years, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because just got a good job and Vincent got a career, won a call, whatever it was at the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were able to get in there and at least get around the right mentor. You see, you have some good people mentoring you, some OGs lacing you up, and it's one of the reasons I started this channel because I know a lot of young people don't have the male figures in their life, and so having a bunch of different people on here share their story, maybe one of these stories that resonate with somebody else, and they'll listen to it and be like, wow, man, I can relate to Danny, and I know Herc said it before, but then that really hit home, and these guys have changed their life. So that's one of the things I like to reiterate when we talk about this stuff so that people can get a different perspective from a different experience, man, and see somebody who's turned their life around. You tired of smelling like stanky butt, funky armpits? Wash your ass. Go to FreshOutSeries.com and pick you up a bar of soap.